Alright, what is up guys? Jack Setwood here. Sad video to make, but this is why I'm getting rid of my Canon 5DS that I just bought for $1,000 plus $25 shipping and then like another $50 in taxes, or $60 in taxes. So basically, I'm gonna run through the story of why I wanted this camera specifically. So right now I'm recording on a Canon 80D, and it's a crop sensor, and you get a lot of perks with a full frame, but I wasn't looking for a full frame camera. I was looking at a secondary camera for doing video so I can get a second angle, and I was trying to figure out which one to get. I almost bought the SL3 because it had 4K, and then I knew I was gonna buy some full frame lenses at some point because of their nice glass and their nice image quality and their build and lots of reasons. I've seen this camera on eBay for like 2 years and I've just fell in love with it for one reason. Not because it's full frame, not because you can do SD cards and CF cards, not because of its metal, not because anything, except for the fact that it had 50 megapixel photos, and that's it. That's why I bought it. That's the only reason I've ever been looking at it. That's the only reason I would ever look at it, and that's the only reason I got it, because of its 50 megapixel sensor. And so I bought it for $1,000, and so it was like $1,086 after everything. And I bought it because I needed a second camera for video, but I also wanted a really good landscape photography camera. And this Canon 80D does great, but it's only 24 megapixels, which by only is plenty, but I just have a pixel addiction and wanted a 50 megapixel, because why not? And I love DSLRs, so I just knew it had to be this particular camera. The only Canon DSLR that I know of that has 50 megapixel sensor, and it's full frame, which makes it better, and I already had a couple lenses that were full frame, so it's great. Now, I took this on a shoot to do some photography. I got some great photos, and I'm at my dad's house right now, which is why I haven't been posting, sorry. So I'm at my dad's house right now, which is why I haven't been posting, and I did like a long exposure photo of the stars so I could see like all the stars and everything, and try to do one of the Milky Way, but there's too much light pollution around here. Anyways, the entire time I've had this camera, I have noticed something off on the screen, and I'll show you. And it is right next to that box. I don't know if you guys can see it or how well you can see it, but there is a little dark spot. And because of that little dark spot, which I thought was just a few dead pixels in the screen, I wouldn't care as long as it's taking good photos. I can see what I'm taking on the screen. And, just that's all I cared, is that it was taking nice photos, and I could do with a few dead pixels on the screen. I mean, I am the kid who in 7th grade took out his laser in class and started burning pixels in his iPad because I was dumb. But I still use that iPad, and I didn't care for the dead pixels, and I assumed that's what this was. Until after I did a bunch of astrophotography and took the photos into Photoshop for the first time, like 3 weeks after I bought the camera, I noticed this, which is on the screen now. And as you can see, there's a dark spot in the same place it is on the screen, which means it is not the screen on my camera's problem. It is the sensor. That spot right there is actually a couple spots, but it's mainly just that one. But it is that right there that is causing a bunch of nasty impurities on all my photos. And what most of you guys are probably thinking is, what'd you do to get the scratch and that gouge in the frickin' sensor? And my answer is, I bought it from eBay. That was my problem. I bought the camera from eBay. I made sure it was a trustworthy seller that had plenty of reviews and offered return. And I was looking at this exact camera for a few weeks, actually looking to buy it, not just, you know, you guys are photographers, you know what I mean. Your equipment, you're in love with it. You're in love with, you know, some, like the videographers are like, oh yeah, I want that red 8K camera, and photographers are like, give me that 1DX Mark III. And so, you know how it is. Anyways, I made sure it was trustworthy, and it was $1,000, so it was $999 plus $25 shipping plus whatever taxes. It was $1,086 and some change. And this one came in the box with a 64GB SD card, which is actually a pretty nice one. It is a Lexar Platinum 2 64GB Class 10. And it was only $1,000. And now, after a few weeks, you go on eBay, and the prices are exactly what they were when I bought the camera. $1,200 for a used model with nothing with it. You don't get the box, you don't get the paperwork, you don't get the strap, you don't get a lens. This came with the 50mm lens, like a $125 lens. It's a cheap lens as far as pro photography goes, but it's a really good lens. And you guys that shoot Canon will know what that lens is. It's a Canon 50mm f1.8 STM. It's the very first lens you should ever buy with a camera, and it came with that one. And so altogether, to replace this, after they send me my $1,100 back, I'm just going off the basis of $1,100. $1,000 of it is really what my budget is for a camera, because then I have taxes afterwards. The camera alone is going to cost me $1,200, $125 for the lens, and then say $15 for the SD card, say another $100 for taxes. Keep it simple. So for this camera, I spent $1,086 on. It is going to cost me $1,440 if I want to replace it. Yeah. My budget is just not there, and it's not worth it for me. And the thing is, I need a second camera either way. So, I have been looking at cameras, and after you have a 50 megapixel camera, nothing replaces it except another 50 megapixel camera. So, what I'm thinking about deciding to do for now is go back and get a refund on this, send it back, which I've already put in for that, get my $1,100 back, repay the loan that I took out to buy this camera, and then spend like $300 on a Canon T5i 18 megapixel 1080-30 camera. The reason I chose that one is because I know it, because I used to have it. It was the camera that made me a photographer. It actually made me a photographer. I had a Nikon D3100 before that, but we're not even gonna go there. So, for this all said and done, I will be losing my dream camera after buying it, and downgrading photographer's least favorite word, downgrading. So that is why I am selling my 50 megapixel Canon 5DS full frame DSLR. Returning it, not selling it. I'm upset. Very upset. So that's gonna be new, that's gonna be different, that's Thank you for coming to this video of why I'm getting rid of my dream camera, which kinda sucks. Drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button, more photography and videography videos to come. Uploads every Wednesday, hopefully every Wednesday. I've been kind of inconsistent, but you guys want to see any reviews or anything, let me know. Whatever you want to see, whether it's photography or videography, let me know in the comment section below, and I'm basically taking any of your ideas and I'm going to do them. So you want anything, just comment it below, I'll do it. Yeah. Photography account on Instagram, you know, you guys know. Alright, peace.